Hello, everybody. Everybody, hello, and welcome to We Synced It.
Emotional damage.
I had a fucking brain fart. Yes, it's the weekly podcast that focuses on all the movies, TV, and the entertainment in between. I am one of your hosts, Pat.
And this is Kev.
And how is everybody doing today? Thank you. You're far too kind, man. Yo, thanks.
This episode is going to be focused on everything Batman.
Yeah.
So, Pat, you want to start us off? How'd you feel about the Batman?
I really enjoyed it. I enjoyed the movie. Well, people are saying that you don't feel the 3 hours. No, I felt every bit of that 3 hours. But it was still a good movie to watch for 3 hours. Like, out of all the 3 hour movies that I've seen, I'm going to put this up there with the first Lord of the Rings. That was my favorite Lord of the Rings, and that was a 3 hour movie. This one right here is like right next to it.
Okay.
Yeah.
What do you think about
I said what I said.
As far as like rewatchability, since you say
rewatchability? It's still 3 hours, so there's a chance that I would never watch this again. Especially when there's so many other different movies that are out there that are not 3 hours long. I have Lord of the Rings on the box set. I have the one that was $100. I have that one, and that is collecting fucking dust. So yeah, the likelihood of me watching it again, I might just do it just for, just to look back to see if I can get any new nuances from it. But as of right now, I am not saying that I'm gonna watch it again anytime soon.
I really thoroughly enjoyed this movie.
Mm-hmm.
I love the fact that there was the film noir aspect of it. I love the fact that there was the serial killer criminal aspect to it, and we got to see that detective side of Batman come out. You know what the movie felt like to me, though? And we've said this numerous times on the podcast. What DC does right is their animated movies, right?
Yeah.
Like all of their Batman animated movies are fantastic.
Yeah.
All of their Justice League movies are fantastic. And this one actually, to me, felt like one of the animated movies come to life. Like it had that aspect of it. I love the fact that Batman is narrating the beginning and the end of it, and you could see his tone switches. In the beginning of the movie, it focuses on
him being
how
he wants people to fear him in the beginning. Because he's only dealing with like the criminals and stuff like that.
Yeah.
In the beginning of the movie, he wants people to fear him. But then at the end, he realizes that he needs to become more than just like fear. He
needs to also be the symbol of hope.
Yeah.
As well.
Basically, it was the same notion that in Christopher Nolan's Batman, that he wanted Two-Face, Harvey Dent to be.
Yeah.
So like it was the same sentiment. Like, yeah, I can't just be somebody who you fear. You need somebody who like people can give like hope to, and that's why he was carrying people outside and shit like that. It was just weird because I'm like, every time I see Batman in the day, it's like I don't know what's going on here. I'm like, what's happening?
Something's off.
Yeah, something's off. The thing that showed me that it was going to be a great movie is when he was doing the monologue in the beginning, and you see the light goes up, and they show people who are just doing like criminal acts was being done, and you see the shadows, like people just looking into the dark, and it's like, oh shit, let me just stop and get the fuck out of here. I love that shit. That shit was like, oh my god. Like if you were doing some criminal act, you could see why. Now I gotta get the fuck out of here, because all you're seeing is just like a dark area. If at any point in your life you've been scared of like the closet while while you're sleeping and stuff like that, and you see like a figure, you understand why these motherfuckers were fucking terrified of the dark, because shit, just showing the way that Batman was whooping people's asses and shit like that. This guy does not hold back punches at all.
But during that sequence, he explained, I need to target the villains carefully because I can't be everywhere all at once. So they give 3 scenarios. They have one guy who's spray painting graffiti on a government building. You have a guy who just robbed a convenience store, and then you have a group of guys that are about to commit a hate crime. You don't know which one he's gonna pop up for.
Yeah.
So it's like they're all looking at the shadows, and then they reveal, okay, which one did he prioritize, which was the hate crime. And I love that because even though he prioritized that, the 2 other guys go off running because they're terrified about the shadow because you don't know.
One of them get hit by a fucking car. Interesting.
The performances in this movie, I think, were all fantastic.
Yeah.
Robert Pattinson, I think, pretty much delivered Batman. We didn't see so much of Bruce Wayne, which is not a problem. I love the fact that they focused more on the Batman. It was like 90% of him in the suit, the other 10% of him not in the suit. But this is an angry Bruce Wayne. He's not the playboy Bruce Wayne that we're used to. He hasn't gotten there yet. He hasn't gotten there.
He doesn't even look angry.
It's more like angst, like emo. You know, he's just really pissed off. He realizes I'm just as bad as these guys. Like I'm internally, like, I've been constantly fighting not to be them, but I am them. And I like that side that we're showing of Batman. I think later, if there's hopefully sequels, we're gonna see he matures and realizes, no, I got to also have fun when I'm Bruce Wayne, so that I'm throwing people off and I'm never gonna become a suspect as to who the Batman really is. Zoe Kravitz as Catwoman, I think, killed it. I think so far she's been my favorite Catwoman. She has the seductive side of her. She has the cat burglar side of her. She has the acrobatic, prowess that her character is known for. She basically did all that she was supposed to be doing.
Yeah, the film noir aspect came from her being in the movie, but there was no betrayal from her at all. At no point did she.
But film noir doesn't necessarily have to be betrayal. It could also be that it didn't have like the happiest ending that you were expecting. You would have thought, because like in The Dark Knight, she ends up with Bruce at the very end. In this movie, no, she goes her separate way. She's like, no, fuck all this. Like, this city is corrupt, it's rotten, and I don't want any part of it. Bruce Wayne's his thing is like, no, we could still save it. You got to give them a chance. She's like, nah, I gave up on them, and that's why they go their separate ways.
Only thing that I felt like a little bothered by it was that he showed her a spot that they can meet up at, and then the following day, she uses the bat symbol. She uses the bat symbol and everything to show that, oh, I got this guy over here. I'm like, yo, what are you doing? This is supposed to be like a secret spot, and you over here just bringing everybody all willy-nilly. Actually, it's not a secret spot because anybody can follow that fucking light trail to where the fuck is that. Like, oh, this is where everybody's just popping up bat symbols. It was just like, to me, it just seemed like an overbearing thing that I wouldn't have done.
Jeffrey Wright as Commissioner Gordon, I thought was fantastic. I still love Gary Oldman's portrayal of Gordon because you could always see that pain inside of him because he has to live a lie. Jeffrey Wright, though, did seem like that gritty, like, he's been in the force for a long time and he's very blunt with you. He's gonna tell you exactly how it is, and he's just like that. And you can see his
righteousness. You can see his like, no, I'm just gonna do good. I need to do good for the people. Did you see a little bit of Al Pacino, Dick Tracy's character in The Penguin? I loved Colin Farrell.
He stole every scene that he was in. I love the fact that he is a believable mob boss, but he's also naturally sarcastic and naturally funny. And it's not one of those like, oh, I'm trying to be funny type of jokes. Like, no, he's really fucking good. I loved every minute of that. I loved the scared side of him when he's being chased by the Batman. I love the fact that, okay, we're definitely going to see this guy again, but he's not going to be the same. He's definitely going to elevate. Because in the movie, they make it clear that he's a mid-level gangster. He's not, at the top, but we're going to see that transition. Hopefully, in the new HBO series, we'll see Penguin transition into that. He's going to become the owner of the Iceberg Lounge, and he really is going to be, like the Godfather type of villain.
What did you think about the Iceberg Lounge? As a fictional club, that shit was dope, right?
That shit was intense, man.
That shit's when looking from the door where Batman was walking through the door, it seemed like it's just a regular ass club. But once you walk in, it's like, holy shit, you can definitely lose the people that you're with in that fucking club without a shadow of a doubt. And the fact that there's another club inside that club, oh my God.
Yo, can we talk about a character that no one is talking about? John Turturro as Carmine Falcone.
Oh yeah.
Dude. He is straight out of like The Sopranos. He is straight out of all like the Goodfellas. Like he is one of those gangsters that it is so confident that he's always calm.
Yeah.
He's always calm. He's going to look at you straight in the eye. He's going to speak very calmly, but you know you're about to die.
When he was choking Catwoman, even when he was, when you heard his voice, when he was choking Anna, you heard the way that he was talking. Like, he was like, oh, calm down. It's all right. While he's choking her. Bro, that right there was fucking terrifying. I was like, holy shit.
Let's talk about the Riddler.
Okay. He didn't have a lot of screen time. No, he didn't have a lot of face time, but he had the biggest impact in the whole movie because, I mean, it was about him doing his thing.
So I read online that Paul Dano, who plays the Riddler, actually was the person to suggest that outfit that the Riddler wears.
Really?
And what his way of thinking, his psychology was, the Riddler does not want to leave any DNA or fingerprints. Therefore, his suit should almost look like plastic. Like, it's going to be so safe for him to commit these crimes and not leave any evidence because, bro, there's no way he's going to be able to bleed. There's no way he's going to be able to leave any residue from his body. Like, his suit almost looks like a giant bubble wrap.
You said from the Batman lore, Alfred is the one who teaches Batman everything, right? Yeah. He teaches Batman how to fight, how to be a detective, how to investigate and everything like that. This Alfred, I can definitely see him being the guy who teaches Batman everything.
He helped him solve some of the puzzles. Yeah. He was like, "Oh, I was looking at the cipher. I kind of figured out
while I was eating lunch, as I was eating breakfast.
As I was ironing your shirt. Yeah, I was doing a crossword puzzle and I figured it out.
I was like, "Holy shit!" So I can definitely see him being the one who inspired Bruce Wayne to become Batman, like who basically turned him into the Batman. The only thing that I really didn't like was the fact that Bruce Wayne was acting like a dick towards him. Like every interaction with Bruce Wayne and Alfred, it seemed like it was like he was just like digging at him, and you saw it on fucking Alfred's face. The first thing is Bruce Wayne says that you're not my father, but it's like motherfucker, he knows that he's not your father, but I mean he's like a father figure to you, kind of shit. When Alfred had the cufflinks, and he said that. He said, where are your cufflinks? He said, I couldn't find them. So Alfred took off his own fucking cufflinks and handed it down to him. He says, your father gave me this. He said, but you're not a Wayne. I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, bro, how is this fucking shit coming out of your fucking mouth like this, bro? Somebody who took care of you for your whole fucking life, and this shit is just like, the hate that you're just spewing out of your fucking mouth is like that. And it's like, bro, you want to just fucking, what's that dude? Hey, Ricky. You want to just fucking slap him in the fucking face, bro.
Hey, Ricky.
Hey, Ricky. Give me. You want to just fucking slap him in the face because it's like, why the fuck would you do that, dog? Like, if I was in that room, like, yo, hey, you gonna chill the fuck out, man.